The letter I wasn't supposed to find. I never thought a single letter could change everything. It all started on a cold autumn evening. I was cleaning the attic of the old house my grandmother left me. Dust danced in the narrow beam of my flashlight, and the smell of old paper and forgotten memories filled the air. I didn't even know what I was looking for. Maybe a bit of history, maybe an excuse to distract myself from the silence that had surrounded me since she passed away. Then, at the bottom of an old wooden chest, under a pile of yellowed newspaper clippings, I found it. A sealed envelope addressed to someone I'd never heard of. To Daniel, if you ever come back. For a moment, my heart stopped. Who was Daniel? And why did my grandmother, the woman who had always seemed so open, keep something like this hidden away? I hesitated. I knew I shouldn't open it. It wasn't meant for me. But curiosity, stronger than guilt, won. Inside, the letter was short, written in her delicate handwriting. Greater than Daniel, if you're reading this, it means you came back, at least for a moment. If never stopped waiting for you. Not a single day passed without hoping to see your shadow at the gate. Maybe you hate me now. Maybe you have your own life far from here. But I need you to know, what happened back then wasn't my choice. I was young, scared, and they told me it was for the best. I've regretted it every day since. Yours always, Elle. I read it again and again, trying to make sense of it. What had she done? Who was Daniel to her? And what did she mean when she wrote, "It wasn't my choice"? That night, I couldn't sleep. Every creak of the old house felt louder than ever, and every memory of my grandmother suddenly felt different, like pieces of a puzzle that didn't quite fit anymore. The next morning, I went to see my mother. She looked at the letter for a long time, silent. Then she finally spoke, her voice low and tired. "Greater than you were never supposed to find this." She told me a story I had never heard before. When my grandmother was young, before she married my grandfather, she fell in love with a man named Daniel. They planned to run away together, but then something happened. She got pregnant. Her parents, strict and proud, forced her to give the baby up for adoption. Daniel, heartbroken, left town. They never saw each other again. I remember sitting there, holding the letter and shaking hands, feeling as if I'd lost my grandmother all over again. All my life, I'd seen her as strong, unbreakable. I never imagined she had carried this pain, the memory of a child she never got to raise, and the love she lost for decades. For days after that, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Who was that child? Did they know anything? Was Daniel still alive somewhere, never knowing the truth? One rainy afternoon, driven by something I can't quite explain, I returned to the attic. I looked through every old box, every drawer, hoping to find something more, another letter, a photograph, anything. And I did. At the bottom of a dusty box, under cracked records and faded postcards, I found a black and white photo. Two young people smiling at each other like no one else in the world existed. On the back, written in the same delicate handwriting, Daniel and me. Summer 58. Their eyes were so alive, so full of hope, it broke my heart to know how it ended. I still don't know what to do with the letter. Part of me wants to keep it hidden, as she did. But another part feels like the truth deserves to be known, even after all these years. Maybe somewhere out there, the child she lost is still alive, never knowing they were loved deeply from the very start. All I know is this: sometimes the people we love carry secrets we can't imagine. And sometimes it takes the courage of the next generation to bring those secrets into the light. I don't know if I'll ever find Daniel or the child they lost. But I do know that love, even love marked by loss and regret, leaves a trace strong enough to be felt decades later. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes it real.